Hello everyone. Welcome to the centenary edition of our annual Cricket ACT Awards. You've got a couple of new recruits to take you through this evening. If I haven't had the chance to meet you, my name is Holly Furling. I've just completed my first year with the ACT Meteor, so initiation is well and truly over for me, but we've got a couple more newbies on the table, so looking forward to getting that started. When I'm not playing cricket, you'll catch me talking about cricket as part of the Channel 7 commentary team, but this man beside me needs no introduction. He is synonymous with sport in Canberra here as an esteemed journalist, but we've been lucky enough to recruit him over to Cricket ACT and heading up our media department. It's Brett McKay, everybody.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you. Really looking forward to tonight. We gather to acknowledge the so many successes and achievements that we've all had this season, which in itself has been a season-long celebration for the cricket community, the 100th year of cricket in the Australian Capital Territory. And so to begin tonight, we'd like to please welcome to the stage Ngunnawal Elder Auntie Violet Sheridan.
Thank you and good evening everybody. It is my pleasure to be here and to welcome you to the land of the Ngunnawal people. But I said I had the bestest time with you at the National Museum for the 100th years anniversary. It was absolutely wonderful, but this is much different and a smaller group. So it is my pleasure, I said once again, to welcome you. But before I go into my welcome, I'd like to acknowledge a couple of people. I'd like to acknowledge members of the ACT Cricket, any LMAs here too this evening, any federal ministers here also. But I am a proud Ngunnawal woman as I carry my ancestors in spirit, walking into the future, teaching the next generation about the oldest culture in the world, my culture, the Aboriginal culture. I'd like to pay my respects to my elders past, present and emerging and extend that respect to other First Nations people here this evening. I'd also like to acknowledge all the non-Indigenous people here as well. In keeping in the general spirit of friendship and reconciliation, it gives me great pleasure to once again welcome you to the land of the Ngunnawal people. And on behalf of my family and the other Ngunnawal families, I say welcome. But I also want to congratulate all those that are recipients that are receiving awards. It's nothing, it's always a pleasure to receive an award for the amount of work you put in. And I'm sure there's so many good cricketers there as well. I can see the Bulger family down the front here, and I'm sure, and I've heard on the grapevine that Neil, and I know Neil, I grew up around Neil, is getting an award tonight. So a congratulations to the Bulger family as well. And congratulations once again to all the ones that are receiving awards. Thank you all so much and enjoy the night. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Violet. Tonight, as Brett said, is our opportunity to celebrate our incredible Premier, Pathway and Elite cricketers. And when we thought the season couldn't get any bigger, 2022-23 really set the record straight. We had WNCL fixtures, country championships, under-16s nationals, second 11 matches, WBBL, BBL, international fixtures. My head is honestly just spinning, trying to keep up with everything that our ground staff and all of our clubs as well have delivered with the amount of content that they had on. So I think that deserves a round of applause for everything that they've done.
To try and quantify that, we actually worked out in the office, we had something in the vicinity of 85 or 86 games of cricket over the course of January, and that's not including grade cricket that you guys played. That was just national championships, country championships and things like that. So Todd and the guys, Tom and the guys, you've done wonders this year, so enjoy tonight because you've earned it, definitely.
Absolutely. We'll be celebrating the feats this season, as well as inducting two very deserving individuals into the Cricket ACT Hall of Fame, etching them further into the proud history of this organisation.
And we would like to acknowledge a few special guests who are present this evening. Greg Borer, the Chair of Cricket ACT and fellow board members. Olivia Thornton, the CEO of Cricket ACT. Ian McNamee and Steve Gower are patrons of Cricket ACT. David Smith, MP, the federal member for Bean, Dr Marissa Patterson, MLA, the local member for Murrumbidgee, and James Milligan as well, MLA, Shadow Minister for Sport and Recreation. Our third patron, Sir Peter Cosgrove, is unable to attend tonight, and he sends his apologies. A big welcome also to our valued government community partners, our wonderful commercial partners as well, Cricket ACT board members and life members, and obviously you local club members too.
Tonight's going to feature a number of awards, as always happens, leading to our pinnacle of the event, which is the presentation of our 5 major individual awards. So we've got the Florist Medal, which is awarded to the ACT Rockets Indoor Player of the Year, and it's named after former ACT and Australian indoor cricket representative and current Tuggeranong president, Billy Flores. The DB Robin Medal, which is awarded to the first grade male player of the year, and this is awarded in honour of DB Robin, a dominant fast bowler in ACT in the 1950s. And then the SJ Moore Medal, which is awarded to our women's player of the year, and it's awarded after long-serving ACT club and representative player SJ Moore, who won 18 premierships, a feat that's unlikely, Brett, to be topped, I reckon.
Although there's a milestone later in the evening that might get close.
True.
So the last two, the Solway Medal, which is awarded to the ACT Comets Player of the Year, and that was named in honour of Peter Solway, the holder of so many records within ACT cricket, including most runs scored, and also the Calver Medal, which is awarded to the ACT Meteors Player of the Year and was named in honour of former ACT and Australian representative Bronwyn Calver, who went on to play 31 one-day internationals and 3 tests for Australia in the 1990s. But to kick things off tonight, we'd like to welcome up to the stage Cricket ACT CEO Olivia Thornton. Thank you.
It's always comforting when Hol says, I'll bring it down a little bit for you. So thanks, Hol. Good evening, and thank you for joining us here to celebrate and honour the achievements of our cricket community after yet another jam-packed summer of cricket. I do want to say thank you to Auntie Violet. Welcome back. You always give us a really warm welcome, and we're so lucky to live and play on such beautiful country. And as I said at Gala Night, it is our responsibility that we continue to look after this beautiful land for the next thousands of years. So thank you. I also would like to take this moment just to acknowledge that tomorrow actually is National Sorry Day. This is a day where we do acknowledge the strength of the stolen generation and also reflect on how we can play a role in that healing process for our people and our nation. Our annual awards night is always a wonderful opportunity for us to come together and to reflect and to share a story for the season just gone. Greg is going to speak in a minute, and he's going to take you through some of his highlights, which I also echo. But I thought I'd just flag a few things that have stood out to me this year. We've had a 20% increase in the number of people playing our game. And again, that's off the back of a 20% increase last year. So again, it's a really important metric, and one that provides us with a really important and strong foundation moving forward. We have the highest percentage of junior participants playing, from a national perspective, playing our game, and also the highest percentage of culturally and linguistically diverse populations playing our game right here in Canberra. Again, this bodes really well. Additionally, we have had a significant increase in the number of girls connecting in with our game through our entry-level programs, and long may this continue. We've had a significant increase, as Holly and Brett have just referenced, to the amount of content this season, from a local through to elite. To host the volume of cricket here in Canberra during January, in addition to our grade competition, really requires us all to play our part. And I know I've said that at various presidents' functions and things like that, but I genuinely do mean it. We cannot do this without that community and that all-in type focus, which has certainly happened this year. We've all played our parts, and I thank you to every volunteer that have facilitated those games, particularly through that January window. Many people in this room tonight have also contributed to the centenary and bringing that really important milestone to life, and it genuinely is a once-in-a-lifetime moment, and hopefully you have enjoyed being involved in some way, shape or form. We certainly have a rich and proud history here in Canberra. The reintroduction of the ACT pathway teams was a special one, particularly for our next generation coming through. And I must congratulate Blake Fawns, who is here tonight, who was selected in the under-19 Australian squad, and also to Alana Horsfield, Jake Smith, Rakan Rahman on their selections into the team of the tournaments. Also, congratulations to Erin Osborne and John O'Dean, who also had the opportunity to connect with the Australian teams at various stages throughout the summer. And that connection into the national setup is a really important one for our community, so well done to all involved. I know no one likes to talk about strategy on a night like tonight, but again, we did release our new strategic plan this year to guide us over the next few years, and we also had a little bit of a brand refresh, and again, I do note that it took a little while for some people to come with us on that journey, but from all accounts, I think that we've hit the mark, so thank you for, again, your contribution and your commitment to those two important pieces of work. Whilst I've given you a few examples there as to some of the activities, there's certainly been a hive of activity throughout the year. And again, I want to acknowledge that this has genuinely been a combined effort. I must admit, it's all systems go in the office at the moment. Again, it's like a little beehive in there, people in and out and in getting prepared and excited for the coming season. No rest for the wicked, as they say. Cricket Australia has recently released our international content for the coming season, and again, it's really pleasing to see that we have and will be welcoming back both the men's and women's Australian teams. The South Africa in the women's space, the West Indies in the men's space, and it may or may not be Pakistan in the PM's 11. We'll wait and hear officially for that one to come out. As we look to the future, we'll continue to highlight the significant value this region offers Australian cricket, and we'll continue to push for more opportunities for our broader ACT cricket community. We're not backing away, and we've been quite open and bold with our ambitions to try and activate a male elite team here in Canberra, which would complement our wonderful Meteors program, and in fact, we're actually accelerating this. Having a team here would complete our pathway from entry-level programs through to representation on the national stage, and would allow players to reach their full potential without having to relocate to interstate to pursue higher honours. Why should Canberrans have to leave, or why shouldn't they be able to play and be able to live at home and celebrate coming from this really important region? A big step forward in realising this has been achieved with the ACT resuming a standalone team in the second 11 competition next year. And I know anecdotally, and a number of people have sort of whispered in my ear that there's genuine hype and excitement around this, and within our community and within our extended community as well. This announcement is fitting recognition of the strength and the growth of our game here in Canberra. We remain committed to creating leading participant, volunteer and fan experiences through cricket offerings and facilities that are fit for purpose, create excitement and enjoyment, enhance the cricket experience. I no doubt, and I've had many conversations with people in the room, infrastructure is a challenge within this region. However, we are working closely with the ACT government, and I would like to acknowledge Luke Halpin, who's in the room here today. Luke is a cricket tragic, but what has sort of shone through that he's really keen and willing to work with us, so we look forward to continuing to work closely together. The reality is, as we continue to grow, we do need our infrastructure and that capital work to grow with us. Otherwise, we're in a spot of bother. So we look forward to that strong partnership moving forward. Work is also continuing in further developing and formalising our diversity inclusion programs to ensure that cricket is genuinely a sport for all and accessible to anyone who wants to play our wonderful game. Sport, as we've mentioned a few times, particularly in various forums that I've spoken at, is a tremendous tool in breaking down barriers in society. And we're developing a framework to ensure that our programs and our initiatives accurately reflect the values of our organisation and our broader cricket community. In closing, we couldn't continue to turn up week in, week out and do what we love without the generosity and support of our incredible commercial and government partners. We're extremely grateful for their passion and commitment to our support, and I really hope and sincerely hope that we can continue to repay the faith that you've shown in us, so thank you. I'm really excited about where cricket's going in this region, and no doubt Greg will touch on that in a minute as well. And I, again, would like to thank every single person in this room. I often talk about having fingerprints on success, and success doesn't sit with one particular entity or one particular person. It requires us all to delve in and get the work done. So I do thank you again on behalf of the organisation. Finally, congratulations to all our award winners, congratulations to our new Hall of Fame inductees, and congratulations to Angelique Reeks on a wonderful innings. And unfortunately, she's not here tonight, but I'm sure we'll get that message across to her. Enjoy your evening, and thanks.
Thanks, Liv. While we're reflecting on the summer that's been, I think it's incredibly important to keep looking forward, and I'm really excited about what is to come for this next season. The other thing that I love about this region is how much we're driving participation, and Liv mentioned that 20% year-on-year increase, and I think everyone in this room has played such a massive part in bringing new people to the game. So like the rest of us, they fall in love with the sport that breaks down barriers and that teaches us so much about ourselves and about life in general. This is now even more powerful that we have this clear pathway to our elite teams. Our next speaker, I know, is incredibly passionate about this and the contributions that ACT can make to the game nationally. Please welcome our Cricket ACT Chairman, Greg Borer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ACT Senior Cricket Awards. I too would like to begin by acknowledging that we're meeting on Ngunnawal land, and would like to acknowledge and thank the Ngunnawal people for caring for our lands, the lands upon which we are so privileged to play our great game on. I pay my respects to elders past and present, and I extend that respect to all First Nation peoples present here today. What a year it's been for Canberra cricket. First and foremostly, our organisation reaching a milestone most of us only could hope to achieve, celebrating a maiden century. It was just over 4 months ago that I stood in front of almost 450 guests at our centenary gala at the National Museum, and I'm still in awe at the support and camaraderie within our cricket community. Just last week, we also had 500 junior cricketers and their parents for the Junior Cricket Awards, and it was so large that we had to do it in 2 shifts to fit everyone in the room. For me, the highlight of the evening during the gala dinner was the naming of the men's and women's teams of the century, the 2 teams that represented the very best cricketers, past and present, that have taken to the playing fields of Canberra, and it was extremely pleasing to recognise the contributions of those who've made their mark on the game in the ACT over the past 100 years. It was truly, as many people have already said today, it truly was a summer full of celebrations for our organisation as we reflected on our rich, diverse and proud history, marvelled at how far we have come and looked ahead at how we can continue to see cricket in Canberra flourish for the next 100 years. I'd also like to congratulate the Eastlake Cricket Club, who reached the 100-year milestone this past year, and we look forward to celebrating as each of our clubs reaches this momentous feat. I would also like to take this opportunity to praise the amazingly hard-working staff of Cricket ACT, led by our CEO, the indefatigable Olivia Thornton. The volume of activity has been immense for such a small team. The example, in addition to successfully organising the centenary celebrations, Cricket ACT has successfully navigated the first elite underage national championships campaigns for many years across the 16 and 19 girls and 17 and 19 boys, programs which have been, the highlights of which have been, as we've already heard this evening, a number of our boys and girls selected in Australian merit teams. There is real talent here in Canberra. Even though a number of people have said perhaps that's not the case, it's absolutely true, and we look forward to proving a lot of people wrong in years to come. The Meteors enjoyed a pre-season training camp and tour to Darwin. There was an under-17 winter tour to Darwin. There was an under-13 and under-17 tour to India. We've accommodated 20% growth in participation across both the junior and senior categories. The rebranding exercise that will set Cricket ACT up for the next 100 years. We successfully ran, for the first time ever, a 4-day Prime Minister's 11 fixture. We were also named finally named in the MOU between the Australian Cricketers Association, Cricket Australia, which is the first step to fully achieving a first-class status in Australia. And finally, the very exciting one for me was that we've secured standalone status in second 11 cricket in the male pathway. So a huge number of significant achievements from such a small team at Cricket ACT, and I think once again we should thank all of the members of Cricket ACT with a hearty round of applause. Another major highlight for me was seeing local cricket played without the constant threat of cancellation and lockdowns hanging over us. We saw a full season of play for the first time in 3 years, with plenty of thrilling results to keep us enthralled until the very end. I'd like to congratulate Tuggeranong for their victories in both the John Gallop Cup and Greg Chappell Cricket Centre T20 Blast, and Western Creek Molonglo for their Douglas Cup win. In our women's competition, we saw Queanbeyan lift the Premiership Cup in the Lynn O'Meara Cup, whilst Western District were the winners in the Glenda Hall Shield. At the end of the day, all of our teams take the field each week hoping that they'll be there at the end of the year, which is no easy task. So please give all of our Premiership winning teams a big round of applause. As an organisation, we continue to share the joy of our game in the local community, in schoolyards, in backyards, and wherever there's room to bowl a ball and swing a bat, so that our game can flourish at all levels and remain healthy for future generations. With that being said, I'm delighted to make a special announcement this evening. At a board level, we have had many lengthy discussions about how we can further enrich our community and make a positive difference to improve lives through cricket. We identified, whilst there is a number of initiatives we wish to support, we currently do not have the financial resources to direct to those initiatives without significantly impacting on our current programs and activities. That is why we're proud to be launching the Cricket ACT Foundation, our first ever philanthropic, social and sporting impact initiative. The aim of the foundation will be further to enhance our ability to progress initiatives that will allow everyone to experience the benefits that the game of cricket provides. The focus of the foundation will be prioritised around 4 identified areas: empowering women and girls, accelerating the growth and access of the game for all, youth development and community-first infrastructure. You'll see a flyer on your table, looks something like this, a flyer on your table with information about our foundation and a QR code along with a web link if you'd like to donate. End of financial year is approaching and all donations over $2 are tax deductible. So if you'd like to donate to our foundation, we'd love you to do so and help ensure cricket can be enjoyed by all in our community now and well into the next century. This is an exciting venture for our organisation and one we know will have a significant positive impact for not only our cricket community, but the broader Canberra region. Thank you thank you to everyone for your attendance tonight. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy celebrating the talented players and tireless efforts of everyone involved in ACT cricket. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Greg. As we all know, cricket in the Territory just would not happen if it wasn't for our umpires and our scorers. They're such an invaluable part of the community who work tirelessly to ensure that match days run as smoothly as possible. The Umpires and Scorers Association held their own awards night leading into the grand finals to recognise their hard work and achievements for the past season. And we'd like to acknowledge our umpires and scorers who did receive awards on that night. The Kevin McCarty First Grade Umpire of the Year went to Drew Crozier. The Brian Lawrence Second Grade Umpire of the Year was Saeed Humayun. The Derek Gould Women's Umpire of the Year was Graham Matthew. The Nick Blandford Lower Grade Umpire of the Year was Mark Viney. And the Best First Year Umpire was Damien Whitelam. The Scorer of the Year was Anne Sutherland, and the Founders Award went to Gary Rees and Saeed Humayun. If you could please put your hands together for our wonderful umpires and scorers. Similarly, we want to acknowledge our veterans cricketers, and when the time comes for those of us of a certain age who want to keep playing, perhaps at a slower pace, and obviously I'm still too young for that, then the veterans would love to hear from you. The veterans held their own award dinner in recent weeks, and we'd like to acknowledge those who received accolades there at that event. The over 40s Representative Player of the Year was Simon Fay. The Peter Solway Medal for the over 50s Representative Player of the Year was Guy Randell. The Murray Harrison Medal for the over 60s Representative Player of the Year was Tom Purcell. The Wall Hall Medal for the over 70s Player of the Year was Vince Bolger. The Jimmy Martin Memorial Award for Outstanding Service went to Ron Axelby. The Ron Axelby Shield, as the Veterans Cricket Competition Premiers, went to the wonderfully named Queanbeyan Greybaggers. And the Ron Bates Shield for the Veterans Cricket Competition Player of the Year was Chris Pearce. So again, congratulations to our award winners.
Thanks, Brett. Our next award is presented to the player who was considered the best and fairest during the Greg Chappell Cricket Centre T20 Blast. To help with this award, I'd like to invite James Gillam, Canberra manager of the Greg Chappell Cricket Centre, to stage. There he goes. The winner of the Greg Chappell Cricket Centre T20 Player of the Series is Michael Spazeski from North Canberra, Gungahlin. Michael scored 361 runs at an average of 60.17 in the T20 competition. Unfortunately, Michael wasn't here to join us tonight, but we're pleased to have a representative from North to accept on his behalf.
Congratulations, Michael. We're on to the Women's and Men's Grade Awards now, and the following awards will recognise outstanding individual performances from our Women's Premier competition. And to help present these next awards, I'd like to invite Marissa Patterson, MLA, to assist, if she wouldn't mind. If she's here. Might be Olivia Thornton. Thanks, Liv. For these awards, we ask that each winner when they do collect the trophy, head down those stairs and then straight out to the foyer for the official photos, if you can. The women's most runs in second grade, and that went to, for scoring 391 runs, the award for the most runs in women's second grade competition goes to Alana Horsfeld from Queanbeyan. And we'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge that Alana was the winner of the Chris Britt Medal, which was awarded to the player of the Linn O'Meara final, and is named in honour of former Australian and ACT representative Chris Britt. So congratulations, Alana. Having taken 15 wickets this season, the award for most wickets in the women's second grade competition goes to Genevieve Montefiore Gardner from West. The next award is the Sarah Hodgson Shield for the most promising player. It's a trophy named in memory of Sarah Hodgson, who was a member of the very first ACT women's cricket team and who tragically died on the 18th of December 1981 in a car accident while travelling to the National Championships in Melbourne. The winner of this year's Sarah Hodgson Shield is Marley Vanderstoff from Queanbeyan. Is there a Queanbeyan representative who could come and pick that up on Marley's behalf for us, please? Yeah, thanks, Stella. Thank you. Thanks, Stella. Thanks, Stella. Please put your hands together for our top performers and the most promising player in ACT women's cricket. And thank you. Thanks.
Righty, our next awards recognise the best individual performances from the Premier Cricket men's competition across all grades. To help with these presentations, I would now like to invite to the stage David Smith, MP. Here as well. Greg Bora, actually, ring in. Just like last time, come and get your award and go out the back for a photo. I'll now announce the players who scored the most runs in each grade from 5th grade to 1st grade and invite each winner onto the stage. 5th grade, the winner is Peter Radford from Western Creek, Molonglo. Oh. In 4th grade, the winner is Syed Jaffrey from Western District Cricket Club. In 3rd grade, the winner is Peter Solway from Queanbeyan District Cricket Club. I know, right? I think Peter's won too many of them. He's found the shortcut already. In 2nd grade, the winner is Kurt Johnston from Western District Cricket Club. Congratulations. And in 1st grade, the winner is Reese Healy from Ginninderra Cricket Club. Take the glory, take it. Please join with me in putting your hands together for all of our leading run scorers across all of our grades. And now for our leading wicket takers. In 5th grade, the winner is Bahari Gangasetti from Eastlake Cricket Club. In 4th grade, the winner is Paneet Nadella from Eastlake Cricket Club. In 3rd grade, the winner is Riley Shipp from Western District Cricket Club. In 2nd grade, the winner is Tristan Dutoit from ANU Cricket Club. And in 1st grade, our leading wicket taker for this season was Kai Brunker from the Queanbeyan District Cricket Club. please once again put your hands together for all our recipients of the awards, and thank you, Greg.
The premiers across the grades were awarded their respective trophies on grand final day, but we wanted to pay special tribute tonight to, with all clubs represented, to the 2022-23 premiers. In first grade, it was Tuggeranong who did the one-day and 2020 double, and the two-day premiers, and the winners of the 100-year-old Douglas Cup was Western Creek Molonglo. In second grade, the one-day premiers were Western District. In 2020, it was Queanbeyan, and in second grade, it was Western Creek Molonglo. In third grade, and we mentioned SJ Moore's premiership haul just at the start, it was a clean sweep across all three formats to Queanbeyan, but among that is an 11th straight one-day premiership, which is St George areas and is frankly just quite astounding. So congratulations to the Queanbeyan Club.
In the women's second grade, we had our one-day champions were Queanbeyan. Our T20 champions was Western District. And then in men's fourth grade, one-day champions, Eastlake, who were also the T20 champions as well. We also had
Ladies and gentlemen, if we can take our seats again, we'll keep moving with our Hall of Fame inductees.
And finally, fifth and sixth grade dominated by 0. Please join me in congratulating our premiers across the grades this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we can take our seats, we'll keep moving tonight with our Hall of Fame
We're going to
inductees.
have something like this coming back to the stage to for us so enjoy yourselves.
The Cricket ACT Hall of Fame was first launched in 2019 and has grown to include 14 names that have in so many ways shaped the game of cricket in the capital region. Last year we added two very worthy recipients in SJ Moore and Keith Carnell, and tonight two more equally worthy recipients will be added to that list. Tonight's first inductee is Jodie Davis. And before we welcome her to the stage, I'd like to read this wonderful bio written for us tonight by Bronwyn Calver. With a background in athletics and netball, Jodie was a relative latecomer to organised cricket as a 17-year-old, but was selected for the ACT in her second season, 1985-6, and for Australia in her fourth. Although her international career was limited to a single appearance in a one-day international against New Zealand in January 1988, her ability to bowl long spells of medium-pace outswing combined with aggressive middle-order batting enabled her to represent the ACT with distinction, and she was a member of the Australian squad from 1988 to 1990. Her most memorable ACT match occurred during the 1986-87 National Championships in Perth, where her match-winning double of an unbeaten 95 after an overnight declaration and 5 for 24 with the ball spearheaded ACT to victory over Queensland with only 7 minutes to spare. She represented the ACT in 44 matches across 7 national championships between 1985-86 and 1994-95, where she scored 956 runs at 22.7 with a top score of 101 and took 38 wickets at 27.4 with a best of 5 for 24 as mentioned. Her ACT club career spanned 124 matches across 10 seasons with 3 clubs, Woden Valley, the 4-7-11 and Canberra North Darramarlin, plus a comeback in 2018-19 for Western Creek Molonglo. All up, she scored 2,973 runs at 43 with a higher score of 120 not out and took 215 wickets at 13.3. She then had a long career in Sydney with 133 matches for Gordon across 15 seasons from 1992-93 and scored another 2,328 runs at 22 with a high score of 115. taking 51 wickets at 21 as well. As well as being a top-level player, Jodie has had a long history of coaching and cricket education in Canberra, which has had a positive and long-lasting impact on local and international cricket. She was one of the very first women in Australia to become a level 3 NCAS elite level coach in May 2000. She was the inaugural coach of the Pakistan women's cricket team, which competed at the 1997 World Cup in India. She's been a satellite coach for the Australian women's team, an ACT assistant and head coach across so many junior and senior teams, male and female. She coached the Queanbeyan Men's Club in 2006 and was the Australian Women's Army team coach in 2018. Jodie also represented the ACT in indoor cricket, in baseball and broom ball, and in February 23 was named in the Cricket ACT Women's Team of the Century as part of our centenary celebrations. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the stage our first inductee to the Cricket ACT Hall of Fame for the evening, Jodie Davis.
Thank you. I was just saying that was a long read. I think I went to sleep in the middle. So first of all, I was asked to say a few words, and I guess thank you are a few words. I sort of looked up acceptance speeches and didn't come up with many ideas. So I came up with something that I'd like to say. So if you'll indulge me, I'll take you on a little journey. I started playing cricket with the neighbourhood kids when I was about 8. Back then, if you owned the bat, you got to bat. So I learnt to bowl, and I bowled a lot, pushing off the back fence around the garden. I didn't know women played cricket. I was in year 12 when 2 ACT women cricketers came to my school and announced that women could and were playing cricket. I started the following week. Around that time, I was in the news agency and I saw an English cricket magazine with a picture of an English player by the name of Janet Britton on the cover. She was in full flight with a large photo on the cover, laying back into a cut shot. No hat, and with this determination and strength that captivated me. I still have that magazine. A few months later, I was in the ACT under-19 team with a 15-year-old veteran, Bronwyn Calver, learning what a thigh pad was and how to put it on. 3 seasons later, I was playing for Australia and still struggling with a thigh pad. As a coach and a biomechanist, I believe heavily in can see, can do. For all of the advances in women's sport during my playing career, I think this is the most significant. The huge surge in participation in women's sport has come because girls and women can now see and are doing. On the TV, online, and the local sports ground, women are playing Aussie rules, cricket, rugby, soccer. They are officiating, coaching, commentating, can see, can do. With the super media technology and analysis that we have today, we can slow down and pull apart new shots and player innovations, great plays and acts of instinct, feats of athleticism, technique snapshots, and we can see into the brilliance and talent in a way that's available to everybody. Can see, can do. Kids at home, in the nets, in their lounge rooms, are practicing reverse sweeps, ramps, periscopes, and slog sweeps, exploring new shots and naming them as they go. Can see, can do. Young cricketers, like our very own Gracie Lyons and Stella Wild, bat with a fearlessness that I'm in awe of. But I only have to watch any of a men's or women's T20 game to see where it comes from. Can see, can do. Mimicking is an innate and natural instinct and a large part of human development, forming the basis of many learning approaches. So to have so many opportunities, often so early in life, to see men and women playing this game can only draw more to the sport. And with diversity in numbers, this game is well set to continue its journey for the next generation to see and do. Off the playing field, I was thrilled when ACT Cricket appointed Olivia to the CEO position as the first woman to hold the job, and more recently to see Erin coaching the Meteors. What great visibility. Can see, can do. So tonight, I wanted to say thank you to all of you who play the game or used to play the game, who coach, manage, administer, support, and provide the opportunity to be seen. You do more than you know. Finally, thank you to all who have been involved tonight for the opportunity to share a bit of my story with you, and more importantly, to stand up here as an inductee into the ACT Cricket Hall of Fame and be seen. Can see, can do. Thank you.
I'd just like to invite Olivia Thornton to the stage to present a gift. A massive congratulations to Jodie. We are honestly so grateful to have people like you who have really led the way for us to allow us current Meteors players to do what we do. So congratulations once again. Tonight's second inductee is the late Neil Bolger. A hard-hitting left-handed batsman and left-handed medium-pace bowler, Neil Bolger was one of the leading players of ACT cricket during the 1980s. Neil came to Canberra in 1972 to play rugby league, of all things, but ended up playing cricket for Queanbeyan. He was later named the ACT Player of the Year in that first season, as well as making his debut for ACT in the same summer. In the wake of his performance for ACT, he was approached by Queensland Cricket, but returned to Tumut to play rugby league. He returned to Queanbeyan in the 1978-79 season and resumed playing for ACT immediately. In all, he represented ACT in 27 matches, scoring 577 runs and taking 47 wickets. 1980-81 was truly a dominant season for Neil Bolger. He won the ACT First Grade Cricketer of the Year award after topping the batting with 754 runs at 68.55. He also took 55 wickets at an incredible average of 8. He dominated the season in those 10 rounds of Player of the Year voting. He dominated the season in those 10 rounds of Player of the Year voting. He received 3 votes on 8 occasions and 2 votes on the other 2, so everyone else was not even a hope. He was unsurprisingly named the New South Wales Country Cricketer of the Year for that season. Neil Bolger's record speaks for itself. He was named the ACT First Grade Player of the Year 3 times, the ACT Representative Player of the Year twice, and was 12th man at the Prime Minister's 11 when the match resumed in 1983-84. He was appointed Vice-Captain of the Australian Indigenous team, which toured England in 1988, one of the proudest moments in his career. In first grade, he played 135 matches, scoring just under 4,000 runs and taking 253 wickets, but played for Queanbeyan for 25 seasons in all. That's pretty incredible. Scoring 7,911 runs and taking 384 wickets, and this was part of 5 premierships as well. His incredible career continued down through the grades well into the late 1990s, and his contribution to Queanbeyan Cricket Club was recognised by both the Blue Bags and then also the City of Queanbeyan Council with the naming of the second Freebody Oval, the Neil Bolger Oval, in 2015. Neil passed away in 2022 and was named in the Cricket ACT's Men's Team of the Century at our Centenary Gala in February. Would you please join me in welcoming to the stage to receive this award on Neil's behalf and the Bolger family's behalf, Neil's brother, Vince.
Well, it's a pretty impressive record, but I think the big fella will be tickle pink about what he's done and where he's been, and to all the people that he's played with. And I'd like to thank the whole ACT community and everybody that's been involved with ACT cricket. And I think, like I said before, I think the big fella will be tickle pink. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to invite Greg Bora to the stage.
Thank you, Vince. Lynch, ladies and gentlemen, would you please join us in congratulating the newest members of the Cricket ACT Hall of Fame, Jodie Davis and the late Neil Bolger. We move now on to the Indoor Cricket Awards for 2022-23, and note that our ACT representative teams are once again in action. The Masters teams are currently in Darwin, competing at the National Masters Indoor Champs, whilst our Rockets and various age group teams will be competing at the National Championships next month. So to help present these awards, can I please call on Jake Flores to assist us up here, please? And the ACT Rockets Rising Star is awarded to the best young player coming through the indoor ranks in the territory. And this year's winner is Tyler Hayes. The DJ Richards Medal is awarded to the Beyond Bank ACT Super League Player of the Year, and it was awarded after the Super League Grand Final. And we just wanted to acknowledge the winner of the DJ Richards Medal for this season was Vinesh Bennett. Thanks. Vinesh claims his second consecutive DJ Richards Medal, and remains a key contributor to the indoor game in the ACT. Congratulations to him. Thank you, Jake, as well.
And now we move on to the Pathway Awards. Last season we introduced two Pathway Awards, a Male Player of the Year and a Female Player of the Year. The Pathway is an incredibly important part of in cricket for ACT, and those involved deserve the recognition for their hard work and their dedication. It was a massive year for Pathways, with ACT teams competing at the National Championships once again in our own right. And this is such an incredibly proud moment for the whole organisation, bringing our pathway back in line with our high performance teams. We had a number of players holding their own on the national stage, with Alana Horsfall, Jake Smith and Rakan Rahman earning Team of the Tournament honours. We'd like to acknowledge CDC Data Centres who have generously supported Cricket ACT's Pathway program over the last 2 seasons. This contribution has enabled us to invest more into these programs and create additional opportunities for these young cricketers in the region and to stay in the region as well. To help present these awards, I would like to invite Greg Bora, CEO of Canberra Data Centres, to stage. John, what's running up and down? The winner of the 2023 Male Pathway Player of the Year is Rakan Rahman from Queanbeyan District Cricket Club. And our winner for the 2022-23 Female Pathway Player of the Year, it's Alana Horsfall from Queanbeyan District Cricket Club.
Thanks, Rick. Congratulations to our young players of the year. They've got big careers ahead of them, we're quite sure. And thank you, Greg, as well, from C2C Data Centres. We begin the awards for our elite teams with the ACT Meteors, who had a tricky season building experience into a young side and who are already back and ready, getting ready for the 2023-24 WNCL season. Heading into the expanded 12-game season, the Meteors were the most inexperienced squad in the Women's National Cricket League. Their total experience of around 220 matches across the whole squad included 150 from Katie Mack, from Holly Furling and from Ange Reeks alone. It meant that the Mets' tactical learning curve was going to be steep, but it also meant that the opportunities to play, to perform and to succeed were plentiful. And so to present the Meteors Rising Star, the batting and bowling awards, I'd like to invite Grant Borden from the Meteors major partner Intravision to the stage, please, to help us out here. And the winner of the 2022-23 ACT Meteors Rising Star is Alicia Bates. Well, Alicia. With 371 runs at a strike rate of 79%, the ACT Meteors Batter of the Year is Katie Mack. Okay. And with 13 wickets at an average of 38, the ACT Meteors Bowler of the Year is Gabrielle Sutcliffe. Congratulations to all the Mets winners. Best of luck for the upcoming season, and thank you as well, Grant. Thanks.
Sorry, Grant, I'm going to get you to come back up. We've got one more award for you to do, sorry. It's been an end of an era for the ACT New South Wales Country Comets, competing in this national second 11 competition as a combined entity for the final time, with ACT to return to its standalone entity this season, which we're all so excited about. The Comets were at the lap of the gods for the first part of their season, with the first two matches against Tasmania and South Australia finishing in rain-affected draws. An innings defeat to Western Australia in Perth followed before twin centuries from Blake McDonald led a much improved performance against Victoria in Melbourne. A fifth match was organised against New South Wales in Sydney, with ACT New South Wales Country winning a closely contested match in the last few overs of the day after a great performance with the bat. We've now got to award the Luke Bush Rising Star Award, which is given to the Young Male Representative Player of the Year, and the winner for the 2022-23 season is Blake Faunce. Blake Faunce had an outstanding season with Western Creek Molonglo, taking a total of 44 wickets, scoring 440 runs, including a match-winning innings of 78 in the Douglas Cup Grand Final, and which earned him the Greg Irvine Medal as the standout player of the final. Blake also had the honour of captaining the ACT Under-19s team at the National Championships. We've now got the 2022-23 ACT New South Wales Country Comets Batter of the Year, and the winner for that one is Blake McDonald. Unfortunately, Blake can't be with us this evening, but we're sure that his teammates will pass on our congratulations. And then finally, we've got the winner of the 2022-23 ACT New South Wales Country Comets Bowler of the Year, and that's Ross Pawson. Ross also unfortunately wasn't able to attend this evening. So once again, can we please congratulate our high performance winners, and thank you, Grant, for presenting the awards.
These next two awards recognised our Volunteer and Administrator of the Year from our Premier Cricket clubs. Like volunteers everywhere across the cricket world, these individuals truly are the backbone of every community sporting club. Whether they may be players, their captains, selectors, official office bearers, fundraisers, junior coordinators, curators, canteen managers, barbecue pilots, fundraisers, everything, so many roles around the clubs. And to present these next few awards, I'd like to ask Luke Hickey up to the stage, who's the reigning Volunteer of the Year. If Luke could come up to the front. Luke Hickey was elevated to Western Creek Molonglo President in the off-season. I'm not sure whether his elevation came as a result of being Volunteer of the last year, but we congratulate you either way. The winner of the 2022-23 Paul Egan Volunteer of the Year Award is already president of her club. It's Petra Bright from Eastlake. So you probably can't come over. Yeah, I know. The winner of the 2022-23 Greg Lord Administrator of the Year is Chris Emery from the ANU Cricket Club. Oh, you're not here. Congratulations to our winners. Thank you, Luke, too, as well. To present the Lord Taverners Spirit of Cricket Award, could I ask Nanette Back from Lord's Taverners to join us on the stage, please? Thank you, Nanette. And the winner of the Lord's Taverners Spirit of Cricket Award for 2022-23 is Western District Cricket Club. And can I ask up on stage West President Jordan Smith to accept, please? Or first grade captain Scott Moon in his absence. Well done. Congratulations to Petra, to Chris and to Western District. Thank you, Nanette, as well. Thank you. So this brings us to another short break for the evening. We're going to bring something like this back on. Enjoy a break, enjoy a drink, and we'll be back on soon enough. Thank you.
If I can get you to take your seats as quickly as possible, that would be great. We'll get started with this last section of awards. We've got a number of big ones to come, but I know everyone's eagerly waiting to see who's going to take them out. Thank you very much. On your tables, you might have noticed this flyer that's sitting there. And along with the launch of the Cricket ACT Foundation, this second flyer is about a GoFundMe set up by the ANU Juniors on behalf of the Shaw family. If we can make our way to our seats, that'd be wonderful. Thank you, everyone. 18-year-old Aida, twin sister of Lena and older sister of ANU Juniors player Evelyn, was diagnosed with a rare form of childhood cancer after feeling nauseous and vomiting for nearly a year back in 2021. This fundraising page has been created to rally support behind Aida and her family to enable them to continue to take the necessary time off work so they can focus their attention on Aida's care as well as the well-being of their daughters Evelyn and Lena, without the added burden of financial stress. Holly Halford Smith from ANU Juniors is here tonight, and she'll happily answer any further questions that you may have, and all donations are greatly received. So again, on your tables, we've got this flyer here. Please donate if you can. Alrighty, the next part of tonight, we've got our men's and women's premier teams of the year. Now, these teams are chosen by our ACT selectors, considering individual performances across this last season. I'd now like to invite the very new ACT Comets head coach, John O'Dean, up to the stage to present the men's premier cricket team of the year with their medals. So we ask that each winner comes up, accept your award, but make sure you stay on stage until the entire team has been announced so we can get a photo of you all. And please hold your applause until the end of the team's announcement. The men's premier team of the year for 2022-23 is Robbie Trickett from Western Creek, Molonglo. Nick Brose, Queanbeyan District. Reese Healy, Ginninderra. Dean Solway, Queanbeyan District. Tyler Van Leeuwen, Queanbeyan District. Scott Mern, Western District. Josh Staines, Tuggeranong Valley. Blake Faunce, Western Creek, Molonglo. Nick Wood, North Canberra, Gungahlin. Kai Brunker, Queanbeyan District. And Jack Wilcox, Ginninderra. And our coach of the year is Peter Solway from Queanbeyan District.
Jump in. There they go.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Premier Cricket Men's Team of the Year. Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. And thanks, Jono, as well. Thank you. To present the Premier Women's Team of the Year, I'd like to invite new ACT Meteors head coach Erin Osborne, who's just about to head off to England as Australia A assistant coach as well, to the stage. And again, we'll ask our winners to stay up on stage until the entire team has been announced. The Women's Grade Team of the Year for 2022-23 is Alana Horsfell from Queanbeyan. It's Claire Russell from Western Districts. Grace Lyons from Western Creek, Molonglo. Stella Wild from Queanbeyan. Holly Halford Smith from ANU. Rachel Carroll from Western District. Tia Slater from Western Creek, Molonglo. Ashlyn Visser-Conley from ANU. Marley Vanderstop from Queanbeyan. Genevieve Montefiore from Western Districts. And Zazia Zazai from Eastlake. And our Coach of the Year is David Horsfall from Queanbeyan. Congratulations, ladies. The Women's Team of the Year, Premier Grade Team of the Year for 2022-23. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
We've now come to the point in the evening to announce the club championship. I'd like to invite David Smith, member for Bean, to the stage to assist with the presentation. Thank you. The club champion for 2022-23 is Queanbeyan District Cricket Club. Can we ask President Stephen Moore to come up and accept this award?
Steve, did you want to say a few words?
Sorry, never one to miss a microphone. I could go through my 30-minute speech at our presentation night, but I won't. But I'd just like to say that it's been a huge team effort at Queanbeyan, and I'm just the lucky one who gets to come up and collect the trophy, and you're going to have to work hard to knock us off next year.
Thanks, Steve. Congratulations. Thank you, David, as well. Next up are our Premier Cricket Player of the Year awards, and to help present the 5th to 2nd grade awards, I'd like to ask Cricket ACT board member Ngunnawal Smith to the stage, please. It's all right, I'll start with that, Ngunnawal, it's okay. The winner of the 2022-23 Bill Tickner Medal for 5th grade Player of the Year is Peter Radford from Western Creek Cricket Club. If there's a Creek member that could come and pick that up for him. Thanks, Nathan. That's not Peter. The winner... No, you're right. The winner of the Dean Moore Medal for 4th grade Player of the Year is Saeed Jaffrey from Western Districts. Well done, Saeed. The Keith Carnell Medal for 2nd grade Player of the Year. Oh, I beg your pardon, I've jumped one. The Keith Carnell Medal for 3rd grade Player of the Year is Tom Carmody from Ginninderra. Yeah, you still. And our winner of the Lorne Lees Medal for the 2nd grade Player of the Year is Maz Khan from Western Districts. Congratulations to all our Players of the Year, and thank you, Narelle. Thank you. Thank you. Right, we're really into the big ones now. The start of the major awards for the 2022-23 ACT Cricket Awards. The Florist Medal is awarded to the ACT Rockets Indoor Player of the Year, and it was named after former ACT and Australian indoor representative Billy Flores, the first but certainly not the last in the Flores family indoor cricket dynasty to achieve national honours. And obviously Billy's not here tonight, he's playing indoor cricket, of course, for the ACT, but we'd like to ask Jake Flores on stage to present this award on his behalf. And the winner of the 2022-23 Florist Medal is Vinesh Bennett. Dinesh. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now, here's a technicality for you. We haven't awarded the Florist Medal for the last few years because you haven't had to play much, so theoretically this is back-to-back medal wins for you.
Yes, it is.
What do you put your ongoing success, why do you love the game of indoor cricket so much?
It's hard to pinpoint one thing, I guess, but the thing is probably, is it number 17? Is that our table number? Everyone that's on that table knows what we go through every year. We train 3 or 4 times a week. In the winter, 5 a.m. in the morning, we get up, we go to the gym, most of us. On Wednesday night, when State of Origin's on, we're at 9 p.m. at Canberra training, honing our skills, getting ready for the national title. We head up to Sydney, we play New South Wales with that absolutely probably should pants us every time, but we punch well above. But I think it's more or less the people inside the group that know what we go through every year. The Brock Winklers, Luke Ryans, all those guys that put in the hours that no one here sees, and then we turn up to a national title and we fight to probably, again, when we go to the nationals, we're probably laughed upon because we have the smallest pool of players to choose from. And then we turn up to play against a state like Queensland or New South Wales or Victoria, and we're playing in the grand final against them. And I know last year we missed out on missing the title, but I think this year we're going to be pretty close. We're going to be there again. And probably the main thing is the people that support us off the court, Marie Hart and Billy Flores. The indoor cricket community that's around Canberra that support us and allow us to train for free because we have to pay our way. We're not financed. So we have to turn up, we have to pay our money and support each other and that's what we do every year. So to be the most successful team in Cricket ACT's history, 3 national titles.
Fair enough too.
Sorry, 4 national titles, and to have a strong history of Australian representatives that have gone away to win World Cups, undefeated World Cups. We're pretty proud.
Whatever you're doing, mate, it's working very well. Congratulations.
Thank
all
you.
the best, all the best for the Nationals as well. Dinesh Bennett, ladies and gentlemen, our Florist medalist for this year.
Congratulations, Ganesh. The DB Rober Medal is awarded to the player voted best and fairest by the umpires across the Greg Chappell Cricket Centre T20 Blast, the John Gallop Cup One Day, and the Douglas Cup 2-day competitions. This award was named in honour of DB Rober, a dominant fast bowler in the ACT during the 1950s. To present this award, can I please ask our Cricket ACT patron, Ian McNamee, to come to the stage. Over here. Yes, please. Thank you. As was the case with last season, the final voting was incredibly tight. The top 6 separated by just 3 votes. And that's left us with, once again, joint winners for the 2nd consecutive season. The winners of this year's DB Rober Medal, Tyler Van Leeuwen from Queanbeyan District Cricket Club and Scott Mern from Western District Cricket Club. Tyler Van Leeuwen is currently overseas playing in the Netherlands. He's the 2nd leading run scorer in first grade, 675 runs, an average of 75, plus 14 wickets to his name at 25. And Scott Murty's on stage with us here. Back-to-back DB Robin medals, 5th highest run scorer in first grade competition with 585 runs at 58 and 14 wickets at 18.8. Come and join me. Very good. Well, we made this all for you. Scott, congratulations once again, second year in a row, but second year as a joint winner. I do have to ask, which of your teammates stitched you up in order to, I guess, rob you of the points? You could have had it outright.
Oh, and to be honest, this is completely unexpected. You know, I look around the competition and there's some very, very good players across all the teams. You know, and guys like Tyler and Nick Brose and Josh Staines and Reece Healy and others who had a fantastic season. So certainly not feeling like I was robbed or anything like that. I think just try and do my best for the team every game. And yeah, as I say, very, very unexpected, but very humbling, and some, you know, fantastic cricketers who've won this award in the past as well.
Absolutely. Another consistent year again, wickets and runs. What are you putting that down to? You've strung this together now a number of seasons.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, I've just turned 29 recently, so, you know, I like to think that I know my game pretty well, but, you know, also I turn up each year wanting to still, you know, achieve things that I haven't done before. So, for example, you know, the second 11 team coming to the ACT is very exciting. It's certainly something I'll be trying to crack next year. But, you know, I just love cricket and just find new challenges every year. And I think with a young group of guys coming through at West, that's been very rewarding, trying to mentor them as well.
I was about to ask, what is that carrot ahead of you all here in Canberra? What does that do, I think, for the grade competition in the next couple of seasons?
I think it's huge. I mean, I think it's potentially something that brings a couple of guys back into club cricket who, you know, maybe in the last couple of years haven't had that thing to aspire towards. I think for the young guys, you know, it's so exciting to see that there is that pathway for them. You know, it's a fantastic time to be 19, 20 and see that opportunity if you perform well in club cricket and you work hard and you do all the right things behind the scenes.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's a few thank yous you'd like to make.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, first of all, you know, a big thank you to Cricket ACT. You know, it certainly felt like a special year of cricket, being the 100th year for the region. Fantastic to not be affected by COVID. That was nice. Hopefully it's behind us. And obviously the, you know, all the players, the umpires, the officials, supporters, volunteers, everyone who makes the game so wonderful to play. Perfect. Thank you very much. And well done to Tyler Van Leeuwen as well.
Congratulations, Scott. Just turned 29, but makes me feel older because I played with Scott when he was a junior, so worrying. The next award is the S.J. Moore Medal for the player voted best and fairest in the Women's Premier Cricket competition across the Glenda Hall Shield and the Lynn O'Meara Cup. This award is named after long-serving ACT club and representative player S.J. Moore, who we mentioned at the top of the night has 18 premierships to a name, which the Queanbeyan third grade one-day team is on their way towards achieving. Can I ask our co-patron Steve Gower to come up on stage and assist with this presentation, please? Thank you, Steve. Thank you. And the winner of the 2022-23 S.J. Moore Medal is Ashlyn Visser-Connolly from ANU. Ashlyn enjoyed a really productive season with the ball, taking 15 wickets across the T20 and one-day competitions at an incredible average of 8.2. And she just edged Stella Wild and Alana Horsfall in the final voting. Ashlyn, over this way, please. Thank you, Steve. 15 wickets at 8.2.
Yeah, I don't believe in myself.
Got a few in the right spot?
I got a few in the right spot. A bit rusty at times, a few wides during the season, but you know, we all have those. Got there at the end of the season, I think.
Talk to me about the women's cricket environment at ANU, because you have had some good success. There's a really good juniors program coming through. What's it like to be part of that?
It's bloody awesome. I played cricket growing up since I was about 5 years old until my last year of high school, then had a massive break because I kind of got a bit sick of it, didn't love the environment, and back home in Bathurst there wasn't a massive women's team environment out there, and coming to ANU it's just been so awesome seeing so many girls coming through the juniors ranks and playing with so many awesome people who some have just played for the first time this season or last season, and last season was the first women's season for a while, and this is our second season back at it, and we made it to the semis in the T20 comp this year, so it's just a testament, I think, to our great coach Lizzie, our fantastic captain Ames, who's here tonight, and the girls who work hard every week, and we just have lots of fun.
Yeah, well, obviously. What is it about ANU that's dragging players like you back to the game?
I think it's just, like I said, the fun environment. Yeah. It's just such a great place to be. Everyone's so supportive. I love going to training. I love going to games, which is something I couldn't always say throughout my cricketing career. So I think it's the great culture that I think is dragging everyone to ANU.
And some people you'd want to thank?
Yes, like I said, Coach, Captain Ames, Coach Lizzie, everyone else in the team. It just makes it so enjoyable. And my partner, Tori, who is there every week to cheer me on from the sidelines. And my parents, who sometimes make it to the games as well to cheer me on.
Congratulations, Ashlyn. Well done. The Estate Moore medalist, Ashlyn Moore. Thank you, Steve, too.
It's now time to present the Solway Medal, bit loud, for the 2022-23 ACT New South Wales Country Comets Player of the Year. This award was named in honour of Peter Solway, the record holder for most matches for the ACT and the most runs scored for the ACT. The winner of the 2022-23 Solway Medal is Blake McDonald. Unfortunately, Blake isn't here this evening. He's over in England playing grade cricket and continuing on his form, but I think it's all too well time that we recognise all the exceptional things he's done this season. He played for the Comets, amassing a remarkable total of 705 runs at an impressive average of 70.5. Throughout the year, Blake experienced two major highlights which stood out. First, an unbeaten 177 against the West Indies during a three-day tour game. And then he went on to make his highly anticipated debut for Cricket New South Wales in a Sheffield Shield match against South Australia, marking a significant milestone in his career. To add to his achievements, Blake's outstanding performances throughout the year have earned him a contract with New South Wales for this upcoming season, solidifying his place among the state's most talented cricketers. Overall, it was an incredible year for Blake McDonald, filled with exceptional achievements and exciting opportunities, and we look forward to following his journey moving forward. So please congratulate Blake. And now it's time to recognise someone who has well and truly left Cricket ACT better than when she first got here. A 15-year career is something to be truly proud of, and the last eight of those seasons that Angela Reeks had was spent in Mets colours. On field, she was always the player the opposition was worried about, with her ability to take the game on and take the game away with the bat. But it's her impact as a human in these various teams that she's played in that leave that lasting legacy. Firstly, I asked a couple of people around the setup that played a lot more cricket with Ange about some of the impacts that they've had, and funnily enough, it's actually these key human qualities that stood out the most. Beck Carter said she empowers her teammates to get the best out of themselves. Coach John O'Dean said she's generous, ensuring people around her were in a safe space to be challenged and to thrive. Erin Osborne lauded her leadership both on and off the field. Katie Mack said she showed how care and empathy can be someone's biggest strength. Liv Thornton quoted that she was fiercely loyal, tenacious, and the glue that binds people together. And from someone who knows her best, her partner Courtney, she said, and what she's witnessed, her selflessness, resilience, and work ethic has left the biggest impacts in each community that she's been involved in. She's our super mum, and she's shown us all what is absolutely possible as a female athlete, that you can have an amazing career, smash your professional life off field, but then also be the most amazing mum at the same time. Unfortunately, Ange had every intention of being here tonight, but mum duties did call. Little Winnie is a little bit unwell at the moment. So please turn your attention to the big screen as we celebrate Ange's career.
The thing I love about Ange is that the week leading up to her last game, she said to me, I don't really want a big fuss. I went, okay, all right, I won't make a big fuss. So 4 interviews later and a press conference and the Guard of Honour with the Victorians later, she came up to me. She actually left me a card on my desk and she just said, that was actually pretty cool. So it's actually a shame that she can't be here tonight just to sit through that little tribute and squirm once more. But she's an absolute star of this game and we certainly wish her all the very best in future endeavours with a caravan or whatever she's going to do now. But this now brings us to our final award of the evening, and it's the Calver Medal awarded to the ACT Meteors Player of the Year. It was named in honour of former ACT representative player Bronwyn Calver, who went on to play 34 one-day internationals and 3 tests for Australia in the 1990s. And to help us present this award, we'd like to invite new Cricket ACT Hall of Fame member Jodie Davis to the stage, please. And the winner of the Calver Medal for 2022-23 is Gabrielle Sutcliffe. It's been a career-launching season for Gabs, opening the bowling for the Meteors for the very first time and cementing herself as a mainstay in the playing 11. Known over the last couple of seasons for taking big wickets, Gabby continued to thrive in pressure situations this year, bowling a team to victory in an underdog victory against 2-time premiers Tasmania with figures of 4 for 35. Her late order contributions at the bat and her athleticism in the field also show the promise that this youngster has as a potential all-rounder in the years to come. So congratulations to our Calver medalist for 2022-23, Gabrielle Sutcliffe. Gabs. Thanks, Jamie. How's your year been?
It's a bit crazy.
Tell us what's been crazy about it.
I don't know, I guess a year of firsts. This is really unexpected, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, that was kind of what we planned.
Yeah, really cool year. I think this has been probably the year where I've been more comfortable around the group, with the group of girls that we had, and probably just was able to express myself a bit more around the group and trust my ability. And yeah, I guess this is where it's led to.
Tell us what it's like when you've got that trust in your game and you know that the team know you can do the job. Does that just give you that freedom to play?
Yeah, it definitely does. Probably, yeah, over this season I've definitely learned to trust my game a bit more and have, heaps of confidence in myself. And yeah, it just gives me heaps of confidence when when Katie hands me the new ball or the ball in the middle or the ball at the death. I just couldn't go out there and do it and trust my process, and whatever happens, happens, but at least they back me at the end of the day.
You've got some people to thank, I'm sure.
I'd like to thank the girls for an awesome season and just having heaps of fun and backing me all the way. And I'd like to thank my partner, Tim. He's always there for me and there for anything I do. So really appreciative, and everyone at Cricket ACT that just supports me in everything I do. And I'm really appreciative of everything.
Well done, Gabs. Our Calver medalist for 2022-23. Well done. Well done. Well, Hoz, this concludes our formalities for tonight. Huge congratulations to all our award winners, our Hall of Fame inductees, Jodie and the Bolger family. We congratulate you on that. And thank you all for helping us celebrate another successful season of cricket in the ACT. A couple of thank yous from my end to Maddie McGarry for her assistance for the trophies tonight. Thank you, Mads. We really appreciate it. Thanks also to Competition Administrator Luke Masulo, who, together with Mads, they worked tirelessly through the summer to make sure that you guys keep playing every week and get the scores in and all that sort of stuff that you probably forget about when you walk off the field. So please, a hand for Luke and Maddie for all their efforts this year. To my media and comms colleagues, Sarah Brown, Dinah Bryant, for their outstanding work tonight in bringing everything together, for making the room look fantastic and as great as it does. And for one final moment of self-indulgence, if I can, to Liv and everyone in the Cricket ACT office, I caught that for you, and for you all in the cricket community for welcoming me back into cricket. I've loved every minute since taking this role on, and early in the summer, it's just been a joy to reconnect to the game. So just thank you all. It's been an absolute treat. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it's been our treat though, Brett. We've absolutely enjoyed having you right across the organisation and then also the players as well. Tell you what though, I think we've absolutely nailed this as two rookies of Cricket ACT. We are well and truly ahead of schedule, so I think that's a massive win from us.
By about an hour, for what it's worth. You can thank us all in a minute.
Can I just get you, just to acknowledge our winners, can I get you all to stand up with me? Grab a glass.
That's caught a few of you off guard,
That's
hasn't
it,
it?
sorry. And we're going to raise a glass to our 2022-23 award winners. Cheers, and may this be the best season coming yet.
Cheers. Cheers.
There we go.
Thank you all. Enjoy the night. We're going to bring something like that on. Please enjoy the night. The bar's going to stay open for a little while longer and until Liv cuts it off. But please enjoy. Thank you very much.